Happy Monday, everybody. Not normally a sentence I would say out loud, but it is Veterans Day. Well, the observance of Veterans Day anyway. Veterans Day was yesterday. So, we are going to continue the adventure. So, as you may or may not be able to tell, during the interlude between streaming, I readjusted the parameters of my TV screen so I can actually see what I'm doing a lot better than I could yesterday. I mean, honestly, everything was just one really big green blur. So, this is a huge improvement for me. No treasure chests.
Oh no! A goblin! Ow!
You, do not move. Stay still. Very lucky human. You will be main dish tonight.
No! Let me go!
Delicious human. Very lucky.
The first time I played this game, I thought it was kind of cool that the goblin enemies, or just the enemies in the game in general, had little villages like this. I thought that was a really cool mechanic. Unfortunately, I found out that this is actually the one and only time that that's going to be observed. So, it was kind of a letdown, but for what it was worth at the time, it was kind of a neat thing. It was very different.
Dancing has begun! I join in!
And he's just gonna stand there and get boiled.
Hey, you there! What are you doing here, you idiot?
Harsh, but accurate.
Please help me!
Shh, quiet. Come on, let's get out of here.
I owe you my life.
I'm looking for someone. I saw you being taken away and thought for a second you might be him. I got the wrong guy, though. What a waste of time.
Hey, wait a minute!
Ouch.
Just kidding. Look, I'm in a hurry. Go back to your village, kid.
Hey, wait! I didn't even get to ask her name.
You didn't make the attempt. And there it is. That's going to be like the one and only time you see a goblin or any other type of enemy village. That's kind of it. It was a pretty cool thing for while it lasted. You don't even get to go back to it. Like, that's the one and only time you see the goblin village. It's gone. Wow, I'm just missing. There we go. It is not necessary to kill everything in this game. You can just bypass a lot of the enemies, but it's wasted opportunity for experience points and possible item drops, so, you know, there's no harm in it. And in all fairness, in this game, before you get your magic abilities, you really do kind of want to beef up your characters physically as much as possible. Once you get your magic spells and whatnot, the game's pretty broken after that. Because leveling up your magic in this game is pretty similar to how you regularly level up anyway, where it's just you can just sort of rinse and repeat what you have to do to get higher spells. And once I think you get up to like level 4 or 5, it's pretty broken after that. Ah, level up. Very cool. Well, weapon level anyway. So when your level of your weapon goes up, you can charge your weapons up to 8. It's the highest they go. So they do a lot more damage. Little animations. It's cool.
This is the Kingdom of Pandora.
Did they open the box?
I was told to let you pass when you arrived. Sir Gemma's whereabouts? He has come from Tasnica to meet with our king. I believe he's in the castle now. Oh, just a warning, I wouldn't try to talk to the people in town if I were.
No reason behind that warning, just don't talk to the town people? No. It's very big of you. And that's just because a lot of them won't respond. There's nothing wrong with talking to the townsfolk. If you feel like talking with them, by all means, give it a shot. There's no points deducted or anything like that.
Leave me alone. I don't know anything. It wasn't me.
Wow, that doesn't scream guilt.
My old wife's gone a bit senile. She doesn't get out and won't say a thing.
Some townsfolk suddenly started gathering at the ruins to the south. Things have been odd around here lately. Even my grandma isn't her usual spry self.
Leave me alone.
There's nothing wrong with her. She's just grouchy.
This is Pandora Castle.
You know, when I first played this game and they said the Kingdom of Pandora and Pandora Castle, I was really expecting, like, the box reference to be made, but it never happened. Oh, my bad. I'm like, I know there's supposed to be a door around here somewhere.
Dialog and his men haven't returned from the witch's castle yet.
I don't want to throw away my life. I've had enough of this dangerous country. I'm moving back home.
I was supposed to be assigned to Dialog's troop. But I'm no fool. I faked a cold so they wouldn't send me with them. Don't tell anyone.
That's messed up. Alright, give me 1 second, everyone. Wanted to check my chat really quick, and I actually had a message on my phone I needed to deal with.
This is Pandora Castle.
Yeah, the guy in the front already said that.
Why are there people near the entrance to the southern ruins wearing strange masks?
The Empire attacked us once about 15 years ago.
When's Tyler coming back? He promised he'd play with me. Did you know there's an enormous tree called a mana tree? That's what they tell me.
Who's they?
The souls of the townspeople have been sucked up by that witch up north.
This is the end. Our kingdom has been cursed by the witch.
Blame the witch. I mean, it's true, but not the way that they're
Something evil
saying it.
lives in the ruins in the south. live in the ruins in the south.
Have you heard? Sir Elman planned an arranged marriage for his daughter. He should be upstairs now.
My dad is infuriating. I'm in charge of my life, not him. Oh, right. You're that dummy I saved earlier. Sorry about before.
Ouch.
Huh. Is that a sword? I didn't know you were a swordsman.
What, this? No, I'm actually...
This is perfect. Now's your chance to pay me back for saving you. I need your help. We need to teach that witch a lesson. We're going to save Dialogue.
Didn't even agree yet. And we're just gonna assume.
But I have to go to the underground palace.
Save that for later. Come on, let's go. Whatever your name is.
Wow, haven't even introduced and you're bossing me around. Typical.
What's your name?
Oh, you can call me... Sure, let's go with that.
We'll stick with Prim. It's the default name.
What are you doing?
I hate you, Dad! This place is no longer my home. I'm never coming back.
Nope, nothing here. Moving on. RPGs and exploration kind of go hand in hand.
You're here. I suppose you've seen the state of the townspeople, yes?
I was actually told not to talk to them, but I am aware of it.
The witch Elene appears to be draining people's life energy for some unknown purpose. Once their energy is spent, the people seem to congregate near the ruins in the southern part of town. I'm heading there now to assess the situation. You should go to Gaia's navel as fast as possible.
What a nightmare. My people are acting like zombies, and I have no idea when the Empire might strike. My scouts say the troops I sent to fight the witch at Elman's suggestion were soundly defeated.
What? You mean my dad is the reason Dialogue was ordered to attack the witch's castle? This whole mess was a cowardly plot to drive Dialogue and me apart!
Girls.
Watch your tongue.
You want to silence me? Fine, let's go.
You say you were expelled from your village? Unfortunately, this realm has problems of its own. It would be best if you took your leave of this country as soon as you can.
Wow. Not leave the castle or the town. Leave the country. That's messed up.
This was such a peaceful country until now. What is the world coming to?
Alright, well, I guess we're gonna head out. I would like to point out that you are not required to come to the castle. You can actually skip the whole thing, head straight to Gaia's Navel, and not even recruit Prim this early. It's better that you don't do that and try to recruit her as early as possible, that way you can start leveling her up, but that's just my opinion. I think this is her house.
Oh, you're back! How did you like your husband to be, miss?
We don't even know who this person is supposed to be. I don't think it's ever revealed.
You're back.
Dad, no! I won't come back until I find Dyla.
Now that that's set, actually, I'm going to shortcut healing items. I don't think I'm going to use them, but, you know, chance favors the prepared. Originally, you can get a second, or again, if you have the adapter, third player for this game once you recruit your partners, and you can actually multiplay this game. I don't know if you can still do that on this one. Well, I take that back, actually. You can, I just don't know if you can do like game share on this thing. It would be interesting. Here's something fun. So when you get your other players, or your other characters, you can switch between them. So, if you'd rather not have to control any particular character, or if one becomes unconscious, or is knocked out, or dies, just swap them out, take control of someone else. Like that.
Try to stop me.
Okay, so her weapon right now is called a glove. So it's just physical, sort of like a melee attack. So, and I think it just leveled up. And you'll learn additional techniques as it goes up in levels, punch, kick combos. But one of the fun things about it is that you can sometimes judo throw enemies. And it's just kind of fun to watch. It's not the strongest attack that it has, but it's, you know, you can get a good kick out of it. No pun intended. The heck? Unfortunately, after you charge up your weapon, you tend to walk real slowly. So. Right, he jumps back every time he does that.
Try to stop me.
I think we'll give you a glove. That way everybody's learning experience points per weapon. You only get experience points for the weapon that you have equipped and are using. So, it's not like your levels will go up automatically. You actually have to swap out weapons. Oh, okay, I guess you got the mushroom. That's cool.
One night is 10 GB. Stay on.
Yeah, why not?
Hey, I'm sorry you had to see my dad and me get into a fight. Not my best moment. Though, now that I think about it, I've seen you look pretty lame yourself.
Wow. Yeah, she's gonna make a habit of just dissing you a lot.
What do you mean?
But they sort of banter back and forth.
Remember when those goblins were gonna slice you up and eat you for dinner? They took you down so easily.
Hey, I was ambushed, okay?
Oh, yes, I'm sure. Because a real swordsman would never be caught off guard by a simple goblin. Don't worry, I'll keep your secret. But in return, you have to help me.
Look, I already told you that I need to get to the underground palace.
And I told you this is a matter of life and death. We need to stop the witch in the north. Who knows what she might have done to Diluc and his men?
Well, when you put it that way...
If you won't go with me, I won't waste my time looking for your silly palace. You want to split ways here?
You were the one who decided to join me in the first place.
Quit splitting hairs.
This just reinforces all of my advice to all of my friends who are married. You know, all of my straight friends who are married. Just nod your head and say yes. even when she's wrong, she's right. Just let it go. Just say yes, and you'll have a much happier relationship. Because you're not meant to win. Just let her have it.
Welcome. What'll it be?
There are YouTubers called the Beard Brothers. They played this game. They did a playthrough, and they bought the elbow pad, and they kept that piece of armor through the entire game. Just for giggles, and they're so fun to watch. Oh, okay, well, guess not.
Anything else?
No.
Come again.
Remember, for armor and equipment to make any difference, you have to equip it. Oh, so hit the wrong button just now. There we go. I kind of don't want to give her that one. Rather you have this armor and we'll get her the Kung Fu suit. I think the Kung Fu suit's better for her anyway. Alright.
Welcome. What'll it be?
I know, we just bought those. And that's obviously no good for her anyway, so we will just sell that.
Anything else?
So let's see if I can now buy the Kung Fu suit. Nope.
Anything else? Come again.
Alright. So, gotta come back, pick her up a Kung Fu suit armor. After we get a little bit more coins. Or money.
Stop by Dad's store later, okay?
Aw, she's promoting for her father. See, that's good family ties right there.
To the north is a cave called Gaia's Navel where the dwarfs live.
Sorry, that weird sound you guys just heard was me readjusting my headset.
I heard how rough life is in the nearby kingdom, but it's nice and laid back here.
My son Dilek always says he's too busy to visit, even though he practically lives next door.
You know, I think that's every parent's complaint about their child. It's just, you know, they just want them to visit them and, you know, feel like they're remembered. It's kind of an important thing. You know, at least call your parents on a weekend. Maybe not every weekend, but, you know, at least make an effort to contact them once a month. Let them know that you care. It means a lot.
This is my home. And the business is upstairs.
My husband's brothers all look alike. Sometimes I can't tell who's who.
That could cause problems in a marriage. Alright. I guess you're gonna go continue and beat up some poor monsters that are just doing their thing. Now, this is the area called Gaia's Navel. This is the cliffside. If you decide to continue down going through the caves where the dwarves live to the underground palace, Prim will leave you. She will dig out. She won't leave you for good, but she will leave the party. And then you're gonna have to recruit her again later. But she will dig out if you try to go into the cave area and go check out the dwarves and all that stuff. She sort of reminds me of a cheerleader. If she doesn't get her way, she just gets really pissy. No offense to any cheerleaders, just, you know, the ones from my high school. Just when they don't get their way, they sort of let it be known that they're unhappy. We're going to kill some creatures because we kind of do need the experience points right now. Because the next area we will probably end up dying. Because I am horribly not prepared for it. And the AI in this game is not terrible, but it's not exactly what I'd call intelligent. So she will die, or whichever one I'm not controlling will die in absolute record time. The other nice thing about this game is when you level up, all of your damage, all of your magic when you acquire magic, is replenished. You're completely healed. So it actually kind of saves you on having to continuously go back to a village and stay at an inn or buy and use recovery items. That was a very cool mechanic that they incorporated into it. And like I said before, I'm really not big on using recovery items. There have been games I've played from start to finish and never once used a recovery item because I had other means to heal my characters. And the rationale behind that is, of course, I want to save my items for a boss fight or when I really need it. But when I get to it, I never end up using it anyway, so it's sort of redundant. Hold on 1 second. Yes.
I think she went to go pick him up.
Okay. Are you coming in?
No. Get on because it's suffocating in here. I don't want to come here like this. I'm going to be more in a bad mood.
Okay. Sorry about that. I had someone coming in to the room and needed a word really quick, so that's cool. Hold on, gotta readjust the headset because it feels like it's falling off my head. Alright, moving on. Aha! Was that a weapon level up? It wasn't. Okay, that's cool. On the screen it actually says if that was a weapon going up or if that was a character level up. Oh, it was a weapon level up. She went up one level up with the sword. That's cool. But I can't see the top of the screen to know that, so that's why I think you probably just use the controls, check it out, and do it that way. See if you can get a enemy to spawn somewhere, please, because I'd like to not waste the charged attack.
You asked for it.
There we go. Cool. Okay, yeah, I'll just say that should have been him leveling up on his glove abilities. So since her sword skill is at the next level anyway, let's switch her to the spear. And let's move you back to... You know, there's a much easier way of doing this for sword. There we go. Dead bug. Alright. I'm actually hoping to get myself a capture card sometime soon, I hope, so that I can also stream from my PS3 or my Wii U, you know, one of my other gaming systems, because there's a lot of games that I'd love to replay and stream and put on my YouTube. I'd enjoy that quite a lot. But right now I'm sort of restricted to my PS4 because for some strange reason the CEO of Nintendo decided that streaming isn't fun, and they didn't include that feature on the Wii or the Wii U. Go figure. But I believe they're going to do it on the Nintendo Switch, but I don't know for sure yet. I don't have one yet. So if anybody who does see this happens to know whether or not you can stream from there, please let me know, because I do plan on getting ones at some time, but it's just something good to know ahead of time. And another thing that I should note on this game, I'm not sure if you all or any of you have caught on to it yet, but enemies. Well, you can only have up to 3 enemies on the screen at a time. It doesn't ever spawn more than that. So if there's an area where there's supposed to be multiple enemies at once, it will only do 3 at a time, maximum 3. You kill one, then maybe one will show up, or you have to, you know, off-screen a spot for them to respawn properly. Actually, this is a perfect example of the area. There should be at least 4 or 5 of these blossom enemies, these flower guys. But only 3 can be on the screen. Like this one just respawned because there was already 3 on screen.
Did you come from Gaia's navel? But that place is chock full of monsters. I saw some kid get swept away by floodwaters. By now, there's probably no hope for them.
You didn't rescue the kid or make the attempt? Wow. I'm trying very, very hard right now not to make any political slants. I'm not really a huge political person, but there's just some things that I've seen in the media, on the news, and things that certain people have tweeted that you just kind of look at and go, God, you're stupid. But I'm trying to not make any references to it. Just trying to keep my channel a sort of neutral party. But if I happen to slip up and say something, I do apologize ahead of time. I never really had much of a filter growing up. With the exception, of course, unless I'm in front of my mother, because there's just some things I will never, ever, ever utter in my mother's presence because it's just not something you say. But for the most part, I don't really have a filter. This is something that... See, look, she died. Record time. What did I tell you? She kicked it already. Anyway, but I've gone to job interviews and I have told my manager flat out, you know, when they ask what are your good qualities, what are your not so good qualities. Good qualities. I can get along with almost about anybody. It takes a lot to tick me off, so, you know, cooperating with other people should not be too much of an issue. They'll ask me, okay, what are some of your bad qualities? And I'll tell them, well, I don't really have a filter, and I do talk a lot. I've actually had a manager from a previous job say that I was irritatingly perky, which I thought was absolutely hysterical. I'll take it. Worst things to be. So, the irony behind that is because when they had asked me, what are your down qualities, is, oh, well, I do tend to talk a lot. I don't really have a filter. And I've been told that I can be a little irritatingly perky. I had 4 different occasions where they would call my previous managers, and 4 different managers actually relayed those exact words. Oh, he's a great worker, gets on with everybody. He does talk a lot, sometimes doesn't really have much of a filter. He can be a little irritatingly perky. So, I got a great kick out of that when I heard it. For the most part, I've only ever had 2 managers in my life at all of my different jobs. Only 2 managers ever come across that I just sort of, for whatever reason, annoyed them, or they just didn't like me for whatever reason that was never disclosed to me. Other than that, I've really never had problems with any of my previous employments or jobs.
What a strange place.
And I've done, many, many things. I've worked at McDonald's. Everybody pretty much has done fast food at one point or another. But I've worked at the Disney store. I've worked at Circuit City before, that fiasco happened. I've worked at Radio Shack, at the pet store, at Chili's as a cook. I have to say my best job to date has to be when I worked at the pet store. There's just no stress when you're working with puppies and you get puppy breath. There's no such thing as a stressful day at that job.
Special deal for busy travelers. Meow. What a string. Special deal for busy travelers. I'll even save the game for you.
I think the only problem with working at the pet store is that I wanted to take everything home. I'm a huge animal person, and I love every moment of that job. Oh, shoot. Oh, damn. Okay, didn't mean to do that. For anybody who does play this game in the future, be aware, if you don't already know, Neko is the most pricey vendor that you'll ever come across. Everything. Candy, chocolate, medical herbs, couple wishes. Everything you get from him is going to be more expensive than if you found it at another merchant. But unfortunately, right now, I sort of need him to sell me one cup of wishes, apparently. Okay, wait, let me check my chat, which I've sort of been neglecting, unfortunately. Not intentionally, but, Okay, we're good on chat. Did not see that one. Right, I forgot that I'm not going to get any help from her because she's dead. I could revive her using couple wishes. As long as she doesn't continuously stand in a place where the archers can kill her, which is how she
Like an
died
axe. Otherwise, we'll never get through.
in the first place, we should be fine.
There's supposed to be a dwarf blacksmith in Gaia's navel. He's probably got some good weapons. Fine, we can go to Gaia's navel first.
Oh, look. Well, I guess she's gonna do it my way now. Without making it seem like, you know, we should have done it my way to begin with first. You know, I have this feeling that she's going to die before I even get out of this forest. Yep. Yep. She's going to stand there and get shot. And I'm supposed to use up my healing items to keep her alive. And protect her from her own stupidity. Don't stand there!
Take that!
One more shot and she's dead. And I am all out of health items.
No, not this.
See? Like I said, she's going to die at an obscene fast rate. And unfortunately, she doesn't gain experience points as a ghost. So, when I do revive her, when I'm able to, she's going to get the exact same experience and level that she died at.
From Gaia's navel? I saw some kid get swept away by flood.
think it's interesting that the old man is complaining that Gaia's navel is swarming with monsters, and he's standing in the middle of a flower patch where there are blossom creatures. Okay, before we run all the way down and kill off all of these monsters. I did say all of. This is not all of. This is maybe 1 or 2 monsters I'm gonna pop off in this area. But we're gonna head back to that previous village and revive her. And see if I can afford to get her the armor that she apparently really needs, because she's dying too quickly. Needless to say, this game is what originally taught me about grinding early. This is what got me to the habit, because you gain gold whenever you kill monsters, and you need armor for all of this stuff, for your characters, because they do tend to die quickly. So you don't necessarily have all the money you need for it.
One night is 10 GP. Stay the night.
So my grinding mentality is entirely at fault to this game. This game is to blame. I have actually played Final Fantasy VIII and gotten up to level 40 before even starting the seed exam. So I was drawing level 3 spells from monsters. I did the fire cave, but I wanted to up Ifrit and Shiva and I can't remember the name of that lightning summon, but I wanted to up their abilities for the seed exam so I could kill that robotic spider. So I wanted to up their weapons and whatnot as early as I could. So I was grinding the life out of that poor game on disc 1. So after that, storyline was a walk in the park, because Squall and Keestis were just over-leveled by obscenity. Absolute obscenity.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Yay! It led me by the armor. Very cool. Couple pushes, 800 instead of the 1,000 that Neko demands. Oh, no, don't have enough. That's cool.
Come again.
I can deal with that.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Okay, I was trying to figure out why I wasn't seeing anything. I mean, I know I'm, you know, the blind gamer, but that's just kind of absurdity. Because there's nothing else there.
Anything else?
Okay, it makes a lot of sense now.
Come again.
I didn't think it was going to make the turning, the spinning wheel sound if there was no additional items. Like I said before, you learn something new every day. Guess I'll control her now, that way, since he's at a higher character level than she is. Hopefully minimize how often she dies. When I was a kid, and I was playing this game on the Super Nintendo, I actually named Prim after Marley from Chrono Trigger. It seemed appropriate. And the sprite that we're going to meet up with soon, I named, oh gosh, what did I used to name him? I think it was Kiki. Not sure why. But it seemed to fit at the time. I never really did use my name for the main character. I've never named my main characters after me except maybe in Pokemon. And that was after, of course, playing through the game and naming my character Ash and my rival Gary. But then I would switch it to my name and my cousin's name as my rival because he and I are like maybe a year or two apart in age. And I have a brother and sister, but my sister is 8 years older than me, my brother is 11 years older than me. So my cousin and I were closer, we're think of each other more like brothers than we do cousins. You know, we have that kind of relationship. So, because he wasn't, he didn't live near my house, it was really rare for us to see each other. Not rare, but, you know, not as often as we would have liked. I would include him in, like, my video games, because we were always challenging each other, you know, in video games. Anyway, whenever we get together, we'd play games, and, like, Street Fighter, or DC, Marvel, Dead or Alive, Killer Instinct. We'd always play these types of games with each other. Even non-combat games. Spy vs. Spy. I hated Spy vs. Spy. He was... I can say that he was better at the game than me, but I do not have a memory for floor mapping that game required at the time. He knew every single corridor, doorway, stairway, ladder. He knew where it all went. Like, he had the entire floor blueprint in his head. So, he got me all the time. I never won a round. So, I hated that game. But we would still play it, because he enjoyed it, and, you know, the only thing I really cared about is I was spending time with my cousin, so we had fun. But, I will never play that game to this day, but another game that we used to enjoy was Contra, the original on Nintendo. We actually finished the game a couple times. He was a big fan of the spread shot, which I thought was an okay, you know, it was a good shot weapon, but I enjoyed the laser because it was more direct, it did multiple damage, and it did a high damage. I like the laser gun. Or the Falcon gun. Those were cool. But he was really good with the spread shot, and we were really good at covering each other. So we kicked butt in that game. Unfortunately, no longer lives in Hawaii. He's up in California, and so is his mom, my aunt. They're doing the mainland living thing, which it's cool. But we don't really get to game very often together, which is unfortunate, but you know, what can you do? There's sort of an ocean between you. But he actually has his own video game clan, his own YouTube channel. He has I don't know if he has a Patreon page, but he has a Twitch channel, a couple others. He is an online gamer, and he actually got into it before I did, as far as live streaming. Mostly because he had the opportunity to do it before I did, and with my eyesight the way that it is, it's just, I never pursued it. I just sort of gave up on the dream of it early, but seeing that he's doing something that we had both always wanted to do was sort of the push I needed to try and get into it and give it a shot and just not give up on myself despite going blind. So my cousin has always been a huge inspiration to me in my life. He has always been against the odds. It's always been stacked against him, and he's always managed to get on top. So he's just an amazing person. I always try to aspire to be as good as he is, because there's really not a whole lot that he can't accomplish. So, and he's very bright, very intelligent, good guy. But, and he actually says a lot about the same about me, that, you know, there's, what did he actually told me once that in the family I kind of have the intelligence to go and fulfill my dreams and the drive to do it. But I can't say the same thing about him. Him, my brother, my sister, they've all overcame diversity, and you know, when the odds were stacked against them, they never gave up, and they've just accomplished amazing things in their life. And there are things that I will admit that I'm pretty proud of that I've done, but not on the level that they have. But I'm sure that they'll disagree with me and reverse it. That's kind of how we talk about each other. But my family they're all just amazing people that I couldn't imagine how I'd get through half of the things I've gotten through without them around. Even if they're not physically there or there to talk to me, just the things that they accomplish, and they prove that it's not impossible, you know, that just does so much for me. And it's not just my family. I have friends that just against the odds have done amazing things. So I am very lucky and very blessed to have the people in my life that I do. My grandmother, actually, she was amazing. Both my grandmothers actually were very amazing, but my grandmother on my father's side, she was such a character. She was actually a video gamer. She, to this day, I have never seen anybody do what she could do on Dr. Mario and Tetris. She was the queen of puzzle games. Like, she achieved levels and scores I couldn't even dream of. And she was such a kid at heart, and she supported everything all of her grandchildren did. She was a very unique personality. I don't think, you know, when she passed away, it was really terrible because I don't think the world will see another like her, and we could so use more people like that in the world. Even my mom's mom, she first introduced herself when I brought my other half to meet the family for the first time. In the middle of a restaurant, she introduced herself as, "I'm his Granny," which I turned beet red, felt completely embarrassed, and just wanted to hide in the plate of food that was in front of me. She was a great character. She made everybody laugh. She loved to feed people. Bless that woman, she loved to feed people. My father would stop by the house when he was a police officer, you know, just because it was closer than to where we would live on the island, because my grandmother's house was closer, and he just needed to pop in, you know, take a quick shower because he had pulling a double shift or whatever the case may be. Had to use the bathroom, and that was the closest place. But anytime he stopped by, immediately, first thing is, "Oh, Dwayne, great, I have lunch for you." So, she loved to feed people. It was her calling. She adored family gatherings and get-togethers because she loved to cook for everyone. There we go. Okay. Oh, for anybody who watches my videos, at least this one, because I am not all that confident that I'll remember to mention it later on in future videos, but in the event that I do, great. If not, well, here's the shout out. If anybody plays, is a gamer, or starting out doing online gaming, mobile gaming, PC gaming, Xbox, PlayStation, get in contact with the group. It's a video game clan. It's called Demonized Gaming. It's D3 instead of DE for Demonized. That is my cousin's group. There's a whole bunch of them, and they all play different systems. It's a very diverse group. And they're always around to help, you know, new gamers, people who are playing Destiny or Mobile Legends, or, you know, any kind of multiplayer game that, you know, someone's starting out and needs a boost or some assistance. That's kind of what they do. Awesome group of people. And I say people because it's guys, it's girls, it's, you know, the young, the not so young. We don't use the O word. The young, the not so young, but very eclectic group of people. And they're very fun, you know, it's a great way to make friends on a video game social network kind of level. But it's Demonized Gaming. If you're currently playing an MMO or something online and you see someone with a D3 at the start of whatever name gamer tag that they have, chances are it's one of them, someone a part of the group. There are some that aren't, that are just using it, but you know, it doesn't hurt to ask. But it's a good way to find or meet new people and, you know, make some friends. And even if you're brand new, you could be the worst gamer. I think I just picked up the escape rope. But you could be the worst gamer in the world, and you're just starting out, or whatever the case may be. Or even a veteran gamer. If they're just happy to give, you know, anybody and anybody a hand. So, if you're into games and you need some extra partners, look them up. Or, you know, leave a comment in my chat or something, or message me and I will get you in contact with them. But they're always looking to make, you know, new friends and expand the clan, and just a whole bunch of different people from different backgrounds who happen to all love video games. And it's not just video games. We're also kind of anime nerdy. I have quite a few nerdy traits, like Star Trek. Okay, well, I can't say I'm a full-blown Trekkie, but I am a Star Trek Voyager fanatic. I love Voyager. Nothing against the original or Next Generation or DS9 or Enterprise. None of those. Just Voyager is my favorite. So, but anime, comics, Marvel, just, there are a whole bunch of nerdy people. There's a reason that my second job was at the Disney store, because I am a super just Disney nerd. I love all things Disney. I get that from my grandmother. Gosh, they're multiplying and they're not dying fast enough because they're evading my attacks. This is like Attack of the Lime Jello. One left, one left, one left. Just hit it! Yes, the Jello has been destroyed. Sleeping on the job. Goblins. I was actually kind of hoping that one of the other YouTubers that I follow and watch, the Aging Gamer, I was kind of hoping that he would post something this weekend, but I guess he's, you know, obviously we all have a life, and, well, you know, I suppose that depends on who you ask what constitutes of having a life. I am, you know, people have told me that I don't have a life because all I do is play video games, and I tell them, well, you know, it's not. I am a gamer not because I don't have a life, but because I have many. So, for people who don't understand the joy that you can have just from being a gamer, it's just a hobby. You know, it's not like I lock myself away and do absolutely nothing else and don't have a job, and I do have a job. I actually have to run my own business, so, you know, I have a lot to do. I have to do orders, I have to make sure that my store is actually running because I'm the person who's there. So I actually have quite a lot to do. I have to balance the books, I have my own bookkeeper, and, you know, make sure deposits are done, and there's quite a lot to do. So, for someone to tell me that I don't have a life, I just sort of look at them and laugh, because you have no idea. astounding that I can squeeze in time to game as much as I do. Because honestly, on weekends when I don't have to work, I'm sleeping because I'm dead tired. My work days usually start at, I wake up at like 4:30 in the morning, leave home at 5, get to work at about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning, and I don't usually leave work until 4:30, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and maybe get home at about 6:30, 7 o'clock. So that's my Monday through Friday life. So to say that at the end of the day I'm wiped is sort of an understatement. And I'm not a morning person, like, naturally.
From somewhere even deeper underground than we are. Sounds like someone digging. This is Dwarf Village. Oh my! From the surface.
Well, we're not dwarves.
The young sprite cow got washed out here a while ago. Now they work as a sideshow act.
Ouch. Okay, bear with me. Remember, I said, you know, there's a reason why I'm called the Blind Gamer. There should be stairs around here somewhere, and I'm just not seeing them. Stairs! Yay! Okay. So,
Looking for the underground palace? Why? It's been lost and buried for ages.
okay, you know what? Before I even do that, we will follow the story script as written. So we will go to the blacksmith first.
Hey, hand me your sword. It's covered in rust. It'll break in no time if you leave it like this. I am Watts, the blacksmith. I'll report that for 100 GP. All right. Now wait 1 second. It's done! I've never seen a sword as fine as this one. What a waste that it got rusted over. Just looking at it takes my breath away. Huh? What's this? My hammer is glowing. Wait! Don't tell me that's the Mana Sword of Legend!
It's amazing that that's apparently the only sword with any kind of mystical property, or any weapon that with mystical property, because that's the first thing they go to.
This is phenomenal! I think the Mana Sword has imbued my hammer with some of its power! I'll try it out and forge a new axe for you. Come back in a little while.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. So every time you reforge one of your weapons, it allows you to gain more experience for said weapon, and you can level it up again. There's only 8 orbs per weapon. I think there actually might be a 9th for certain ones, but for the most part there's only 8. Yeah, there is a secret 9th orb for every weapon except the sword, unless you use the glitch, which you don't want to do because you could actually corrupt your data. So I'm not going to do that.
One night is 15 GP. Stay the night?
Sure.
Wow, that Watts is the best blacksmith I've ever seen.
Considering that your village didn't have a blacksmith, I think he's the only blacksmith you've ever seen.
He's made my rusty sword shine like it's brand new. With a sword like this at my side, everyone can tell that I'm a knight who means business.
You need to be knighted to become a knight.
I know. I'll try it out with a few practice swings.
It figures.
What's your problem?
So immature. A rust-free sword doesn't make you a knight. You'll never be a warrior like Diluc without training.
That's why I'm practicing.
That wasn't practice. That was posing. You just wanted to look cool holding that sword.
No, I didn't.
The truth hurts.
Fine. No more sword practice today or any day. Happy?
Oops. I didn't realize I touched a nerve.
You did not.
Like I said, you're so immature.
This is like the pot calling the kettle black, or vice versa. Not yet. Just thinking about getting more armor, but it's not really a necessity at this particular point.
Oh ho! Welcome to Dwarf Village. Have you visited our sideshow in the cave next door? I think you'll find lots of oddities in this place. Why not take a look around? Right up! That's it! This is Dwarf Village's world-famous sideshow exhibit. Me? The Dwarf Elder? I'm merely an entertainer. Want to watch the show? Entry is 50 GP. First oddity is the one and only Rabbite Man. It's both a man and a rabbite. Rabbite Man!
Technically, that's a dwarf and a rabbite. Just saying, so... Rabbite dwarf?
What? A hoax? I can't put anything past you, huh? And now, I present to you a bona fide sprite child. This kid is the real deal.
Here's something before I continue on to take note of. Your main character is a boy from a village who is orphaned. Your secondary character is a spoiled aristocrat girl. And your third character is...
Oh, woe is me and this sad life I live. Please, kind travelers, won't you help?
Come closer and listen to their story. You'll cry. You'll weep. You might even shed a few tears. This poor child has a 50,000 GP debt to pay off before they can go free.
Have you noticed that we haven't said him or her yet? It's them, they. We haven't associated a gender for the sprite child. So, just wanted to point that out. I actually thought that that was kind of cool.
They're working here to pay it back little by little. If you have any heart at all, please help. Even a small contribution of 100 GP would be appreciated.
I'll take that, thank you! What? Nothing more to see here. Please!
Now, I have seen other people play this game that they did that part and then they did exactly that. They tried to like leave and continue on. That's not what you need to do. You need to come back and clear this room.
Acting back there. That guy was on the verge of tears, I can tell.
Don't forget my storytelling. I got them hook, line, and sinker. Oh, we'll make a fortune of this scam.
And he's the dwarf elder. Is that not messed up or what?
How long have you been standing there?
Long enough.
Please, forgive us. This child really is a young sprite. That wasn't a lie. They lived in Sprite Village, but they were washed down into the caves with the floodwaters. So I was just helping them to earn money, to get home. Besides, this scam was their idea in the first place.
Pretty good con, huh?
Hey, apologize.
Fine. I shouldn't have. Happy now?
I am ashamed to have taken part of this ruse. Here's your money. I apologize.
I didn't mean anything by it.
Whoa! What? Something's coming!
Oh, hello. Okay. That vine is problematic. So you kind of want to get rid of those when you can.
Keep it coming!
And whenever you see that purple dust cloud, that means you're poisoned, so... You know, actually, there's a mechanic that you can take advantage of. You can use your target wheel for your secondary character and direct them to attack, but you want them to actually attack, which apparently you have to do multiple times.
Keep it coming!
I think they sort of nerfed some of the bosses in this game as well. Because in the original, I mean, it wasn't hard, but that wasn't that easy.
Thank you very much.
I could have handled those guys myself, you know.
Hush! Sorry about that. The shock from getting washed away affected this child's memories. They can't remember anything. They're a good child. Just with a few attitude problems. And a loud mouth.
Yeah, well, it'll all work out eventually. Why rush it?
That's actually a good attitude.
Tropicalo was sealed away in the palace. Since it got out, that must mean there's a way in. If you harness the power of the mana seed, you might even get your memories back, little one.
What? Why didn't you say so earlier? I'll go there right now.
You can't go alone. The palace was buried long ago. Who knows how many monsters are infesting that place now? You managed to defeat Tropicalo. Would you be so kind as to accompany this sprite to the palace? You managed to defeat Tropicalo. Would you be so kind as to accompany this sprite to the palace? What luck! Did you hear that? Now, be sure to listen to everything he says. Can you take a minute here?
Okie dokie. Just don't get in my way, okay?
Cute.
Bro.
Bro? I have a name.
I'll tell you what. How about you give me a name? That'd be easier all around.
So I guess we're gonna stick with the default names and call him Papoy.
Yeah, sure. I guess that works. Nice to meet you, bro.
So here's a little tidbit of knowledge. There is a very possibility that I am saying his name wrong and it's not pronounced Papoy, but I live in Hawaii, and that's how we would actually say it in Hawaiian if it were an actual word. But growing up, I always called this game The Secret of Mana, because in Hawaii, M-A-N-A is mana, so spiritual power, not mana. I have heard other people say Secret of Mana on YouTube and whatnot, so it's a cultural thing. I don't think there's necessarily a right way or wrong way, just, you know, in Hawaiian, mana is actually a word. And it's pronounced mana, not mana. So, I thought that was kind of a cool thing.
Good luck! You can go straight to the palace using that hole over there. But be careful! That witch from the north, Elena, sealed the palace off with a cave of magma. First, you have to go to Elena's castle to ask her to dissolve her seal. You know, she wasn't always like this. She used to be a good witch. Go north to her castle in Haunted Forest and ask her to open the seal.
So we just established she's no longer a good person, and she used to be a good witch, but not anymore. But you want children to go talk to the now evil witch and ask her if she'd be willing to dissolve the seal. Makes complete sense.
Here is the set of bow and arrows we found when the little one washed up. Take them.
So where did the boomerang that he has right now come from? Always been my question.
That reminds me. Watts the blacksmith was looking for you. You should stop by his workshop.
Remember, you just finished killing a boss enemy, so you got an orb. It's good to reforge them as soon as you possibly can. That was it. Okay. And you also just got 3 new weapons, which means you need to level up. Like with Randy or Prim, who their attack power is pretty much maxed out for their weapons. They now have to level up the new weapons because it's individual. So that's one little thing that it's good. It forces a little bit of you to sort of mix it up, but at the same time it's kind of tiresome having to level up all these different weapons, but it all worked out. Okay, I guess the Elder's no longer there. So... I need to go find him, because I thought he gave you another item. Wow, playing earlier, it was too dark, or too bright. Now it's too dark. Go figure.
Take care of the little one. Take care of...
Yeah, okay, I guess he's not gonna give me the mallet. We'll call it the Shrink Mallet. I don't want to use the original name for it because it's kind of rude. But we'll just call it the Shrinking Mallet. It turns into that little version of the sprite when you first met him on stage.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Armor. Armor is good. Okay, so I guess you're already equipped with that particular piece of armor. That's cool. Oh,
anything
okay.
else? Come again.
So... Yep. How does that not do anything for you? You don't even have an item equipped. You'd think that that would bump you up somehow. Oh well, whatever. Alright.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Oh, and for people wondering why I'm continuously just selling old pieces of armor and whatnot, there is a reason. It's because there actually is a limit to your inventory. So, if you want to be able to carry the better weapons, you have to make space for them. if I ever get my capture card and I can play like Final Fantasy or something, you'll probably note that one, I will rarely ever use potions or other type of healing items on myself. And two, I sell nothing. I kind of keep all of my items and weapons and
Anything
whatnot.
else?
It's just really rare for me to get rid of any of my items. So, again, it's another reference to Sword Art Online. I'm very much like Kirito. I will keep all of my items. I do not get rid of anything. So just to delete items or data, it's just painful. I'm sure in SAO he sold items, you'd kind of have to, but I don't think I could ever do it myself. Alright, so...
One night is 15 BP.
Actually, don't need to heal yourself because after a boss fight is done and you win, you get automatically healed anyway, but I want to see the little, you know, interactions between the three, and then I think I might call it.
What is it? Is there something on my face? Just can't decide if I should make you my underlings or not. You look like troublemakers to me.
Underling? Forget it. Besides, he looks more the subordinate type than I do.
Wow.
No way am I taking orders from them.
See? Once again, no gender. It's a them. Not a him, not a her.
So that was a strange act back there. Did you really manage to trick travelers into giving you money?
No comment.
That's not good enough. Tell me.
No one else fell for our ruse except for you guys.
Good. I don't want to travel around with a liar who cheated a bunch of innocent people out of their gold.
Calling me a liar's a little harsh. I apologized already, remember? It's in my nature to be tricky. I'm a sprite. You just gotta expect a prank or two.
Is that a point?
Not on this journey.
Alright, well, I think I'm going to call it for this stream. For anybody who decides to jump on and watch, for anyone who has been, please hit that thumbs up, subscribe if you so wish, and you guys all have a great day. Yeah. Alright, later.